What's up, guys? It's Frankie here, and I want to talk to you guys about something that nobody talks about. I almost fell over. There's like big-ass little bumps in this canyon here, and that is we're going to talk about the tiers of clients. And when you understand this, that not all clients are created equal, a couple things will happen. Your prospecting will get easier because you won't be trying to just get anybody through the door. You'll be more like running it like a bouncer where you're trying to let the right people into the club, the pretty girls, if you will. And also, it'll make the managing of your agency so much fucking easier, which nobody talks about. When you have high maintenance clients, you want to shoot yourself, and you'll be stressing about them on the pillow. When you have low maintenance clients, you have space to think about, how can I add to their lives? These people are so cool. How can I thank them? How can I appreciate them? And those are the kind of clients you want, because you make a lot of money. It's a lot easier. So let's get in how to do that. So, tiers of clients, okay? This is kind of just my unofficial experience, by the way, but if you follow this, you'll end up with a whole bunch more freedom. Freedom! You've come to fight as free men, and free men you are. So, the clients who, by the way, will make you the most unfree are usually the brokest. Broke and high maintenance go together. And the easiest way to tell, by the way, this tier of client is they're usually in stage one, which means they work entirely from themselves. Now, sometimes these are really cool people, too, so I don't want to make it like every broke client's a pain in the ass. I remember actually the first lawyer I signed up was broke. His name was Tony. And one of the things is, these are the hardest clients to help. Nobody tells you this, and let me tell you why. So like Tony, for example, really cool guy. I would have loved to help expand and grow his business. Just that awesome kind of guy. But what ended up happening with Tony is he's a lawyer. He spent half his day in court, so he just didn't answer the phone most of the time when we sent him a phone call. And I didn't really do a good job back in those days of helping him to understand what he had to do on the phone. So when he got a phone call, he usually blew it. And that meant no money, no results. At the end of the day, Tony says, sorry, I can't afford to keep you. And then you feel bad about what you do because you're like, well, I tried my best to help Tony, or whoever Tony is for you. So I have a general rule, which is if they're not a real business, like if it's a one-person company, like skip, that doesn't mean every single person, like 100 out of 100, but as a general rule, those are going to be your biggest pain in the ass clients. And those are the ones, by the way, that most people are going to go for. All right, second tier client, and these are when it starts becoming fun, and when you get to like run your business a little more like Hank Scorpio. Should have played a villain in the movies. So when you start getting to stage two, by the way, that's when the business has grown to the point where there's an owner, but the owner has employees, but the owner is still kind of part-time operating the business. They're the business owner, but they're also doing the marketing. And these are some of the most fun people to help because they've established enough that they have some traction. They're not at zero, and they're usually very open to suggestions, but they're not so big that you don't have to deal with bureaucracy, bullshit, meetings. Fucking hate meetings, personally. Like, easiest way to get me to fire you as an agency owner is tell me you want meetings. Unless those are cool meetings and they're super fun. But generally speaking, meetings are a no-go. Then you reach stage three, where you start reaching businesses where the owner operates more like a manager. They don't do any of the day-to-day stuff, but people bring them stuff all day long. And these two stages are my favorite, by the way. If I look for a law firm, I usually look for between like 2 and 20 lawyers. And this would be, as a general rule, really any service-based business. You want them to have some employees. If they don't have employees, that ain't a real business. That's just an owner-operator. And owner-operators usually have owner-operator mindsets. They're not very entrepreneurial, and they don't spend money on ads. Now, here's a big secret, by the way. Are they spending money?
I just bought this truck straight cash. And I got enough cigarettes to last me and my family for the rest of our lives. I'm rich, biatch!
Rich, biatch. Rich, bitch. So if you want to make money from clients, it just doesn't happen, generally speaking. If they're not already spending money, then you are going to have to drag them kicking and screaming to do that in the future. So it is so much easier as a general rule to deal with companies that are already spending money. Then you reach, by the way, stage 4, where you reach really high level, like CEO kind of businesses. And I don't mean necessarily like Fortune 500 companies, but I just mean they have a manager, they have whole teams of people who work for them. The owner's not involved in the day-to-day at all. These people generally have deeper pockets, but you start getting into, there is more schmoozing, there is more meetings, there is more decision making at this level as a general rule. And for those reasons, I tend to stay away from those because I really, really protect and guard my time, and meetings are the enemy of time. Having said that, there are some really cool people in stage 4, so I wouldn't say like throw them all away. Then you reach, by the way, stage 5, which is usually whoever that is in your marketplace. They're the 800-pound gorillas, the kicking ass and taking names type. Those kind of people are usually kind of like larger than life, getting opportunities thrown at them all day long, super busy. And these people can be really, really cool. Usually when you're working for these people, by the way, in my experience, the reason you're doing it is to get the name recognition. Like in the lawyer space, I can say, you know, I've collaborated with John Morgan, who's the top lawyer in America. That gets a lot of street cred when you talk to other personal injury lawyers. Yes, I learned this from John Morgan. Oh, wow, that's amazing, right? So those are the 5 stages. And if you keep this general rule, make sure they're at least spending money now, and then look for ones who at the very least, have employees. You will make your life so much easier. And what most people do is treat all these companies and all these businesses like they're all the same, and they're really not. There's more differences than sameness if you get into it. So if you're trying to work with a dentist who is a dentist all day long and doesn't have a staff, or if you're trying to work with a plumber and he spends most of his day unclogging toilets, that's a little dirty suggestion right there. You're gonna have a fucking miserable time. So you want to work with people that, in general, at least for me, and I'm not saying this is right for you, but I look for people who are spending money, have certain teams in place, their offers already work to a certain extent, but I can deal with the owner directly. They're not so big that it's out of control. They have a budget. All of those things make amazing clients. And if you understand this, then you can aim directly for those kind of clients. You would be amazed. Like if you start an ad that says, we're looking for a law firm with between 10 and 20 people in them that's looking to grow and wants to do A, B, C, and D, that's who will respond to your ad, right? So when you have clarity about who you're trying to get, you can really just call them out in like a really simple and powerful way. So I hope that's helpful to you guys, understanding those tiers. I know this was a little bit of a longer video. That's all I got for you guys in this. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and may the force be with you.